Welcome in, Greg Ruff and Olivia Stevens here in the halftime. We actually record this ahead of time, so we're actually playing at halftime. You're in the locker room right now. What's going on?
Well, we're ahead in the
All
game,
right.
and
There
we're
you go.
doing great.
Freshman, and I said 2/3 of your way through your freshman year. What do you think about college life?
College life has been going really well. It's just a lot about prioritizing basketball in school, being able to get all my work done with traveling and all of that. But it's been going pretty well.
You're not from a small city, so you're
No.
not in the big city. You're from St. Louis. But talk about the difference between growing up in St. Louis and now being in Nashville for almost a year.
There's a lot more country music. I told all my friends I was going to come back and only listen to country. They didn't like to hear that.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be true, but
Right.
but there's nothing, but there is more than just country here too.
It's true. It's true. There's a lot more to do in Nashville than there is in St. Louis. You go down to the city in St. Louis, and you're probably going to like a baseball game or something. But in Nashville, there's like a lot of food places to eat and just places to hang out, which is fun.
There's a little restaurant, old restaurant that's been there for like 100 years in St. Louis, right near the ballpark, and they do burgers and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? They've been open 24/7. You don't know that? I know that. You don't? All right.
I know.
I've just blanked on the name of it, but I went there last time I was in St. Louis, and I've gone there ever since I was a kid. So
I'll have to check it out.
yeah, they're open 24/7
Okay.
every day of the year, never
did not know
closed,
that.
and you can go there at 3 o'clock in the morning and get burgers and stuff. So, and I did that. So you need to do that. All right. So fast forward, second semester. You guys have gone through everything this year that you could experience, and so life has been thrown at all of you. But all of a sudden, you guys started figuring it out, playing really good basketball, and you've got a couple of games here. You got Kentucky Wesleyan today, obviously, and then also Ohio Dominican. You have a chance to make the postseason. But
We do.
regardless or not, you guys have put it together. Talk about that and just the feeling of, hey, went through a rough spot, and now we're getting it together.
Well, just being able to come together as a team and like feel the flow of things again, just having everyone back, it took a little bit for us to click again, but it's definitely happening now, and I think we're all really excited to play together and just really like make some games, just be able to compete out there and play together.
One of the things I hear people talk about all the time is the game is so much faster. When you go up a level, whether it be middle school to high school, whatever, but high school to college, maybe as big a jump as anything. But talk about that and how things have maybe, and it seems like for freshmen, it really in basketball in particular, over Christmas break, that second semester, that's when everything kind of slows down and everything gets together. Was that true for you or the team?
That was true for a bunch of us, actually. We just had to adjust to the speed. I know like a couple of us freshmen were able to get it from the jump, but me personally, it took a little while for me to adjust to the flow.
What do you think about, what do you feel like you've brought to the team? And this is a two-part question. What do you feel like you've brought to the team, and what do you think you've improved on the most over the course of this year?
I think every day I just try to bring energy. We have to go to practice, and some days it's hard, to get in the gym, but it's something that we have to do, and if we want to be successful as a team, we have to have those good practices. So I just try to bring the energy, make practice a little bit more fun. The one thing I'm always focused on in games is hustling. I think that's the only thing that you can control in a game, so that's the thing I really emphasize during my games. What's the second question?
What do you think you've improved on?
I think I've improved on the speed of the game, like we said before, and just like being able to play out of it, make my own plays, finding the open person. It doesn't feel so chaotic out there anymore, just because of speed. I was able to slow it down in my mind.
You said something. We were talking about Kentucky Wesleyan. We're not going to talk a lot about that because this is at halftime. But you talked about something that you wanted to do in that would help in this game. But I think you've done this all year long, and that is to take charges. And I feel like you're one of those players. Not everybody wants to do that, but you're one of those players that's something you think about, and you know how important that is that gets an offensive player out of. It gets in their head, doesn't it?
It does. It really does, especially when they're just looking to go downhill full speed. They get past the defender. They're looking for an easy bucket. You step up and you take that charge. It can be a game changer.
Absolutely. She's Olivia Stevens. We're glad to have her here as a freshman. Always like to have a Missourian hanging out.
Yes, sir.
And so we'll be back. We'll have more at TNUtrojans.com.